This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Hey, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw this, but the CFL is canceling their season, right? And the CFL obviously has its share of problems. Listen to this, okay? I was checking this article out this morning with the CFL canceling their league, and the problems are deep for the CFL. All right, Commissioner Randy Ambrosie said that most likely the scenario is to cancel the season because of the coronavirus pandemic. Ambrosie made the admission that for the first time while testifying on Thursday to a House of Commons Standing Committee on Finance, Ambrosie appeared via video during a panel on arts, culture, sports, and charitable organizations after news broke last week that the CFL had requested up to 150 million Canadian in assistance from the federal government. During his testimony, Ambrosie said the league's future is very much in jeopardy. So the CFL may not come back from this. Wow. Okay? And it just kind of shows you where we're at with this whole thing and how bad this virus has set everything back. And, you know, the other thing that we're noticing, on average, a lot of us, we live check to check, month to month. A lot of us are headed for bankruptcy. A lot of us can't pay bills because we can't be out of work for months. We can't. It's impossible. And you would think, right, because those of us that just try to keep our heads above water every month, we think it's just us, and then we look at other people and we say, well, they've got to be so much more privileged than us that they're not going through that. Where we're watching big-time businesses that pretty much are also living month to month. Because if the CFL can't survive this, then, I mean, and that's led by millionaires. Maybe billionaires, too. Some of those owners for different teams. And yet the league can't survive. Look at the XFL. Corona happens, XFL folds. And they're the one league out of all these other leagues that it looked like they actually were doing it right. Like they were going to succeed. And let me tell you something. When I saw the story of the CFL, the XFL technically is in bankruptcy, but Vince McMahon is hoping to break the bank sort of by selling the restructured but on life support football league. According to Dan Primack of Zios.com, the XFL is searching for a buyer with investment bank Houlihan Lokey managing the process. Letters of intent are due by June 12th with formal bids by July 6th. The XFL claims it would have generated $46 million in revenue during the 2020 season, which was cut short during the pandemic. The games had average attendance of 20,000 along with 1.9 million in average viewers during the TV broadcast. The XFL bankruptcy was filed under Chapter 11, which is used for reorganizing, not liquidation. So at least for now, the XFL is intent to try to proceed. If it doesn't, however, someone other than Vince McMahon will own it. Now, two things here. One, if the XFL can be continued and the CFL folds, that actually makes the XFL better because now you're going to get all of the secondary talent to go to your league. Second issue here, which is going to become a big issue. Part of the reason why the XFL was headed down the right path was that Vince McMahon had the right connections. While using WWE as leverage, he ended up using and getting great TV deals for the XFL and get them the exposure that they needed. And that certainly was helping for branding, marketing, and obviously selling the product. And so that the problem is if McMahon ends up selling it to somebody else and that someone doesn't have the kind of juice that McMahon has, it's going to hurt you because if you don't have their kind of TV deals, it's imperative that you do. Now, I can also throw in one more caveat to all of this. Whoever buys the XFL, if they buy the XFL, and if the CFL folds, this is what I would do if I'm the owners of the XFL. Obviously, I'd continue being the main secondary league of the world. I'd take advantage of getting the best CFL players and the guys that were in the XFL together and make it a developmental type league. The other thing that I would do is I would open it up to young people. Guys that are out of high school, I would start opening it up to them. The guys that don't want to go to college and don't want to spend 3 years in college, just like what the G League is doing, I would do that. Not to put them on the field fresh out of high school, but maybe you put them in a feeder system where they're like your practice squad guys for that first year where you build up the body and the mind and all that. And then the second year where they're 19, now you start getting them involved in your XFL league. That way, you're also building future stars that will definitely end up in the NFL, and then some of the fringe guys that could end up in the NFL like they do from the XFL and CFL normally. I'm just saying that I would do something along those lines. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But this COVID thing, man, is affecting all of us.